Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my tattoo update. I have been really looking forward to filming this because, as you can see, I got quite a lot more. So I'm just going to crack straight on with it because it is going to be a long ass video. Okay, so basically I'm just going to start here and work down. So the first tattoo that I've got is on the back of my neck, which I think was in the previous video. I will do close-ups and everything else. I got this tattoo in commemoration of my family, basically. As you can see, it says family. So that was basically just a sort of remembrance tattoo for one side of my family, which I never really saw. I still don't see, I only see one of them now. It was just like a nice sort of commemorative thing to remind me of them. I won't go into loads of detail. I would rate it probably a 4 out of 10 on the pain scale. Moving swiftly on. So the next one I've got is this one here, which says I'll see you when the sun sets. This was in commemoration of my nan, who died like when I was really young, when I was like 9. I got, the year after her death, I got a Name a Star present for Christmas. You know, you can like adopt a lion and whatever else. I got Name a Star and I named it after my nan. So the idea behind this tattoo is I see her when the sun goes down and the stars come out. That one didn't hurt at all, probably a 2 out of 10. I've got is on the back of my arm here, and it is some blossom tree twigs, if you like, with blossom on. The reason for this is I have always lived, apart from where I'm in my new house now, I have always lived opposite a blossom tree. So the first house that I ever lived at, I don't really remember, but it was by a blossom tree. And then the house where I lived the majority of my life that we've had to move from, we lived opposite a blossom tree, and every year the pink blossom would come out and fill the street, and it was just gorgeous basically. So that is the reasoning behind that. That one probably was a 4 out of 10. That one didn't really hurt a lot, but that was probably a 4 out of 10. Okay, let's go on to this side of my arm. Okay, so the top here I've got some flowers basically. It's a flowery sleeve, if you couldn't tell. This was all done in 3 sessions of 2 hours, so it's 6 hours altogether. I'm not planning on getting any colour on it, although I am planning on filling this part of my arm because this part is obviously still blank, but that's my elbow, so I'm quite nervous about this. By the way, these are swatches. So sorry. So yeah, I've got a flower up here. There's no real reason behind any of this apart from one bit. I just really liked it. I will again do close-ups, but there's just this one flower up here. I've then got a bird here, which I really like. We sort of made it look like he was flying in mid takeoff. Down the side of the bird, which I'll have to do a close-up of, I've got my gran's handwriting, which says now and forever. So my gran basically wrote me a letter when I was 6, which I've still got pinned up on my notice board up here somewhere, and at the bottom she signed it I love you now and forever, and then gran. So he basically took the letter, photocopied it, and got the now and forever part and tattooed it along the back of my bird. So that just is in commemoration of my gran. I've got 2 more flowers around here. They didn't hurt. This side of my arm didn't hurt at all. Really, this bit hurt quite a little bit here, this flower that's coming off here. And then if we move to the inside, this was like the most painful bit of my entire tattoo, like genuinely. This was like the worst part. So got another flower here, and then I've got a butterfly slash moth. I did want one of those death moths with like the skull, but it didn't really look right with the nice flowery pretty theme. It looked a bit odd. So we decided against that, and we just sort of designed this little moth thing here. That was really painful, this session. I had this bit done and this bit done all in the same session, which was like the worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. And then I've got 2 more flowers here. This was really painful, and I couldn't bend my arm for like a week, which is the worst thing when your job is picking up children. So that was awkward. Then going down, I've got this huge flower here, which is exactly the same as this one up here, so I've got 2 of those. And then I think the rest of it you've already seen. So this bit at the bottom here, you've already seen. It's sort of in a different style. I am going back to get it all like shaded and added lines too, so it fits in with the rest. but you've already seen the rest of this. So I've got a flower here with half a mandala here, another flower, loads of flowers, and then at the top here, you won't have seen this, I don't think, if you can see that even. It's a heart with a heartbeat like monitor thing running through it. This is in commemoration of my friend's little brother who passed away when he was 18, bless his cotton socks. And they started a charity up in memory of him, and this is the charity's logo. So I got that with my two best friends, so we're like connected now. And it's just a really nice, memorable tattoo, and it fits in there perfectly. I was so excited when I saw that it would just fit nicely in there. Overall, pain-wise for my sleeve, I don't find tattoos painful as much anymore, so I don't think it was that painful. Like I say, the worst bit was definitely here. I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10 for pain, like this whole section. But the rest of it was doable, maybe a 5-6 out of 10. And for 2 hours it was alright. I mean, I probably couldn't have done 6 hours in one sitting. So 2 hours was enough. But here, sometimes you've got to fall before you fly, which I believe you would have seen in the previous video. Sleeping with Sirens lyric, I still love it. I still am thinking about the bird. I really don't like the bird. I'm thinking about what I could do with that, but I will insert a close-up that is written along there. I don't have any on my thighs as of yet. I've got this one on my knee here. This is my huge rose that I have on my knee. This took 2 hours to get it drawn and coloured. I think I really surprised the bloke. Like, I went in and I was like, I've booked this tattoo, I've booked for line and colour, and he was like, we'll probably just get the line done today, we've got 2 hours, it's a painful spot, so we'll probably just get the line work done. Literally, line work was done in like 40 minutes because I just like bit my tongue and just got on with it, because I was like, I really don't want to leave with like half finished tattoos. I just don't, apart from when I did this and it was a work in progress, I really did not want to do the same with that. So I just sort of got on with it and we finished it all in one piece. The only thing about it that I don't like so much now is the red ink. Obviously you've got to have red ink because it's a red rose, but it itches so much. I think I might just be allergic to red ink, like genuinely think I might be. It's so itchy all the time, and especially if I've left it in the sun, if I sunbathe, it's so super itchy. I mean, most of the time it's fine, but occasionally I do get like a heat rash on it, where obviously it's in my jeans all the time, so I guess that's probably why. But apart from that, I love it. Moving on down my leg, I have two more down here, but I'll do close-ups of them. The first one is a pair of hands sort of with their fingers crossed like this. This was just like a total impulse. Basically I went with my friend Hannah to get her tattoo, and he'd got time to do mine, so I just sort of went with that. I really like it. I do want to get it coloured so it sort of fits in with my knee, and then underneath that I've got my Sailor V tattoo. I've just realised I haven't told you pain scales. My knee was probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for pain. My fingers like this didn't hurt at all, 2 or 3 out of 10, and my Sailor V at the bottom, again, 2 or 3 out of 10, that really didn't hurt either. The Sailor V one is quite old. You can see the difference in the lines between the one at the top and the one underneath, as you can see how time sort of helps with that, if you like, makes it a bit thicker. I really love those. Again, I want to get this one coloured in so it matches my knee. And then on my other foot, which I think you would have seen before, I've got my granddad tattoo. So I've got 2 roses and my granddad's name for when he passed away, which was actually, we had the funeral 2 years ago yesterday, which is insane. I cannot believe it has been 2 years. Like, that genuinely blows my mind. But yeah, it's been 2 years. So yeah, I love that, and it's funny, that's red ink and that doesn't itch me at all. So I don't know, just an odd one me really, aren't I? So yes, that one I had to have done in 2 stages. I did have the line work and then the colour, because it was like my 3rd or 4th tattoo, so I thought, oh god, and it's my foot, I was like, oh, maybe not. But overall I'd maybe give it a 5 or a 6, although I did kick Dan in the face when he did it, and my foot just spasmed and I kicked him. How he didn't like go off and like leave a random line on my foot somewhere, I have no idea, but I did kick him in the face, so sorry Dan. And I will leave his work below his Facebook links, everything, so he's done pretty much all of my tattoos. I will leave them all of my artists down below, so you can have a wander, have a look through them if you want to. And that is it. I didn't want this video to be like a 25-minute video, so I thought I'd just crack on with it and get it done, because I just couldn't be bothered to sit here for hours and explain all my tattoos. Like I say, none of them really have like huge meanings. I've got obviously my granddad, my family, my nan, my gran, bits for everyone sort of all over, but none of them, if I like a piece of art, I'll get it. That's just me. Hold my hands up. It's expensive, it's an expensive thing to like to do, but it's worth it at the end. So if you've got any questions or anything like anything, please leave them down below. I'll be really happy to answer any questions that you might have. Apart from that, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys!